Hello, today I'm honoured and delighted to be joined by the talented musician, composer and poet Antimo Magnotta. Antimo, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, Amanda. Thank you for having me.
The film director Rahim Molodina said, "When Antimo plays, you can feel every note. You are left with a sensation that lingers inside and around you." And it is so true. When I first heard your music live on Hubdod, I had goosebumps on my arms and tears in my eyes. It really is incredibly beautiful. Can you maybe start by telling us a little bit about how your love and passion for music started?
Well, it started when I was much younger, actually.
Yeah.
My music adventure started at the age of 6. I'm Italian, and I was born in a tiny little village not so far away from Naples, south of Italy. So, as I said, this adventure, I can call this an adventure, started when I was 6. And I remember I was watching a TV show in which there was a gentleman playing this black thing. The black thing was the piano. And I was dazed. I was absolutely hypnotized. And I asked my parents about what this gentleman was doing on this black thing, producing this magic, kind of magic. So, of course, my father gave me an explanation. Say he's playing piano, and he looked. If you pay attention to the shape, and it's been always a portrait like this. The shape of a piano to me is like a vessel. It's like a boat. So, ever since I watched this show on TV, I imagined being at the helm of this vessel, being the captain. So this is
wonderful.
the very beginning of my music adventure.
And you're a resident pianist at the V&A at weekends. I know this was a really important part of your journey back into music after an incredibly difficult time in your life. Are you happy to share this with us?
Yes, it's a very important event in my life. It changed my life and also my artistic production. I survived an horrifying accident in 2012. I was working on this giant, majestic cruise ship, the Costa Concordia, as an onboard pianist, resident pianist. And well, at that time I was fully immersed in my beautiful routine. But all of a sudden, we unexpectedly impacted a rock, and the ship sank. I miraculously survived this horrifying shipwreck. And well, in the aftermath, I found myself on the edge of a nervous breakdown. I was actually suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Of course.
But but music helped me a lot. So I was literally devastated and decided to change environment. So I decided to leave my beautiful country, Italy, to move to London. There was no reason for me why I would arrive in London, but I had the urge of changing environment. So I decided to take a job as a waiter because I felt like I couldn't play the piano anymore. And so I started literally cleaning tables at the Victoria and Albert Museum Historical Cafe. And this was also, coincidentally, the beginning of this second miracle in my life after the survival. So I bumped into this beautiful room where there was the grand piano, literally waving at me from afar. And I caught this as a manifestation, as a sign of my new renaissance. So I told my manager, I was not a waiter actually, and I asked permission to play that piano. So he let me play the piano, and ever since I laid my 10 fingers on the keyboard, I became a resident pianist at the Victoria and Albert Museum Historical Cafe.
That's such an incredible story, and it's so wonderful that music helped you through such a traumatic time of your life. And this journey also led you into composing music for funerals for family and friends.
Absolutely, Amanda. In my music, memory plays a very important role, and it all started when I actually survived the shipwreck. During that accident, the accident I happened to survive, I lost two fellow musicians, friends of mine. And I decided then to pay a tribute to the memory of the 32 victims of the shipwreck, releasing my album called Inner Landscape. So I dedicated my album to them. It's just, as I said, it's just something that relates very much to memory. Memory, as I said, plays a very important role in my life and my music in general. And I want to be able to remember and keep someone alive in my mind and in my heart with my music.
So wonderful. And do you play music live at the services as well?
Yes, I do, absolutely. It happened very recently here in London. I had the pleasure to meet this incredible woman, a lady who would pay a visit to me on a regular basis at the V&A, just a visitor. So we befriended, and then after a while, her daughter told me that basically she was suffering from Alzheimer, and the very final stage of her life, she told me, the daughter told me that I was among the very few to be remembered.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, and then I had the honor to be performing. Eventually, she lost her life, and I was asked to play during a celebration of life service in London to pay a tribute and to commemorate the memory of this lovely lady. In this case, I was playing live, and it's something that I really love to do.
That's such a moving story, Antimo. And when we first contacted you to ask if we could possibly include some of your music in the inspiration pages for White Balloon, you not only said yes, but you also so kindly offered to compose some music specifically for White Balloon for families to enjoy for funerals for their loved ones. Is there a particular process you go through to creating music for something or for someone?
Yeah, very, very clever question. I normally don't ask that much about the person. It's just, all I need is just the name and the favorite color. Why colors? Because colors, in my case, they help me very much composing music, because I can kind of imagine through their eyes, and I can compose my music accordingly. Colors influence my music very much, so it would be very important. Just name and the color, very simple.
And Antimo, you're a man of many talents. I know you also write poetry. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, poetry is, well, poetry happens to me and is generated in my deepest hour, when probably my most solitary hour. And I truly believe that poetry, in my case, is an extension of music, because there's music in poetry and poetry in music. So it's, I believe it's a form of expression. So in my case, it's probably my best expression.
And Antimo, finally, could you possibly tell us one more thing about yourself, maybe your favorite food or favorite place to visit?
My mom's seafood risotto is still amazing.
Is that a favorite of yours?
Of course.
She'll be delighted to hear that.
with all due respect for, all kind of, gastronomy dishes.
That's wonderful. Oh, Antimo, it's been such a treat and an honor to have you here today. And thank you so much for your time.
My absolute pleasure. And thank you for having me.